Hey guys, welcome back. So I wanted to do a quick video just to touch base on a few things here about manifestation for one and merging with your higher self. Okay, let's start off with manifestation. First off, if you're trying to manifest something and you don't believe, it's not going to happen. You have to have that faith that your manifestation is going to come in order for it to actually come in. So if you're saying you're manifesting something and you don't believe that it's going to happen, it's not going to happen. You have to have that faith that your manifestation is actually coming in, or it's not going to. Not only that, you have to believe in yourself. You have to have that belief in yourself that you can manifest in order for you to manifest. Sorry, guys. Let me lift this up a little bit. All right. I know my hair looks funky today. I don't care. Anyway, so in order for you to manifest, you have to actually believe. And you have to believe in yourself for it to work, or it's not going to work. A lot of people try to manifest things but don't have the faith or the belief in themselves for it to work. Now, let's talk about merging with your higher self. Okay, so when you're on a twin flame journey, the twin flame journey is all about merging with your higher self. Many people want to believe it's a romantic relationship. Many people want to believe that it's this or it's that or the other thing. Look, it is honestly about merging with your higher self. We all have a lower self and we all have a higher self, a divine feminine and a divine masculine. When you merge with your higher self, you are merging those two together. When you are on the twin flame journey, you will have dreams about your higher self coming to you, talking to you, telling you they love you and everything. But that's you merging with your higher self. And when you do that, you will be able to manifest anything you want to manifest. See, let me tell you, when I was young, I always knew I was different. When I was young, I always knew I was different. I've always been spiritual. I always believed that there was a higher source. I always, I looked around. I always knew there was a higher source. I always, I was different than most kids was different than they was. I believed in things that most kids didn't believe. When I was young, I had psychic abilities that my parents didn't believe me, and I cut those psychic abilities off because when I was young, my parents basically didn't believe me when I would tell them something. So it got to the point where I didn't believe in myself. Because, listen, when you're a little kid, you believe in yourself. When you're a little kid, you have trust in yourself. When you're a little kid, you have that faith and that ability to trust, have faith, and know that this is what's happening and what's gonna happen. But when your parent tells you, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Constantly telling you you're crazy or constantly telling you you're wrong. Stop it, this or that. You cut yourself off from those abilities when you are young because of that. Because you don't want to be called crazy. Because you don't want to look crazy, may I say. So I've always had these certain abilities about myself. I always knew I was different from a young age. I always had, I want to say, a pull, a knack, something towards like the psychic realm. I remember when my dad would drive by this one shop, and it was always it was like a psychic shop. I would always sit there and stare at that picture. And it was like, I don't know. I just always had a feel for it. So this is the thing. When you merge with your higher self, you come back to remembering how you thought when you was a little kid. See, you come back to believing in yourself again. You come back to knowing you can achieve this. You come back to remembering who you was as a child. See, because when we are born into this world, so much shit happens to us that we lose sight of who we are along the way. We honestly do lose sight of who we truly are along the way of growing up, because we get told what's right, what's wrong. We get told what to believe, what not to believe. So we get molded. Our brains get molded from a young age. But when you're young and before that molding starts of your brain, I would say at about 7 years old, that's when the molding starts of your brain. Then that's when you start to lose sight of who you truly are. See, because when we come in this world, we have those gifts. We have those knacks. We have that ability to believe. We believe in us. We believe that we can do anything when we are young. But as we get older, we get told, no, that we can't. No, you're crazy. No, this, no, that. And it's like our brain gets molded into thinking that we can't do something. Our brain gets molded into not only thinking we can't do something, our brain gets molded into having that fear in us. What if we do it? So then we get held back even more by that fear that gets placed in us. So when we start to let go of all that stuff that we got programmed in our heads when we was younger, and start to go back to believing in ourselves, starting to go back to revisit those abilities we had when we was young, starting to go back to knowing we can achieve something, starting to feel that love again inside of our hearts when we was kids. See, because when we're kids, we can manifest like crazy, but we just don't know we're manifesting. When we're kids, we have that outlook on life that we can achieve anything. You remember when you was a kid and you used to put on a cape and say you could fly? There you go. You have to get back to that point in believing in yourself. You have to get back to that point in knowing you can achieve something. You have to get back to that point where you don't allow your lower self, which is the ego, to tell your higher self you can't do it. Because that's what holds us back the most, is our own lower self, our own thinking, our own mindsets. When we cut those mindsets away and we start truly believing in who we are and in what we can do, we can manifest anything we want to manifest. We can have the life we are truly meant to have here. See, because this is the thing. The Bible says, ask and you shall receive. But the Bible also says, faith without works is dead. So you have to believe and put work in towards what you're wanting to manifest. It's not just going to pop up on your lap. Many people have taken the Bible to say something that it does not say. Many people want to believe that heaven isn't here, when the Bible tells you the kingdom of heaven is inside of you. We are energetic beings made of love. That's what we are made of. The frequency of love. And when you tap into that divine love in you and you start loving yourself, see, this is the thing. When you can honestly say you love yourself and not let your mindset, your lower ego, or anything like that stand in your way, you can manifest what you want, and it will come to you fast. Once you start doubting yourself, which comes from the lower self, the ego, once you start placing fear inside yourself, once you start saying you can't do something, then you can't do it. You have to have the faith and the courage to know that you can walk the manifestation path. You can walk the higher journey path, and you can achieve it. See, because once you merge with your higher self, you know that you can achieve certain things. And that's when you want to turn around and you want to help others achieve. You want others to prosper. You want others to grow. See, this is the thing. When you are living out of your ego, your lower base self, that's when you're living from jealousy. That's when you don't want others to prosper because you're not. That's when, it's all this and that. But once you start merging with your higher self, you want others to prosper and grow. You want to help others achieve, even if you're not. You want others to achieve. You want others to go on and live their best life, even if you're not. Merging with your higher self not only has to do with you, it has to do with humanity as a whole. It's not just about you. It's about helping each other. Because then you look at humanity different. You look at humanity as being part of you. Because when you merge with your higher self, you know that we are all connected. We are all from the same source. So when you merge with your higher self, It isn't about jealousy. It isn't about you not wanting other people to achieve. It isn't about holding others back. It isn't about nothing like that. It's about wanting others to prosper and grow also. It's about, hey, I can help you. Do you want help? It's like you're standing on a hill and you're reaching your hand down and pulling other people up with you. Why? Because you know that person is connected to you. And you do it out of love. You don't do it out of anything else. You do it because when you merge with your higher self, you have love for humanity. It's about loving humanity as a whole. It's not about loving one race or another. It's not about loving one person or another. It's not about none of that. None of that 3D lower vibe crap that tries to entrap you here. It's about loving humanity as a whole and wanting humanity to prosper and grow. That's what it's all about. But first and foremost, you have to learn to love you. Because if you don't love you, how can you love somebody else? And how can somebody else love you? You have to fully love you. So I don't care how long it takes you. You have to work on you, building your self-esteem up, building who you are up. Know that you are beautiful. Know that you are awesome. Know that you can achieve things. No matter what others have said to you, no matter how many times you've been put down, no matter this, no matter that, void all that out of your system and start loving you. Because everything I am talking about comes from loving yourself first. See, because your body is the temple of God. And if you don't love yourself first, nobody else will. If you don't love you, how do you expect somebody else to love you? Nobody else can come in and love you the way you should be loved. You have to love yourself first. You have to put you first. You have to know you can achieve things. You have to believe in yourself. Once you start believing in yourself, knowing you can do this or do that, then you will see things shift in your life. You can't just say, hey, I'm manifesting and not love yourself, because you're not going to get it. I don't care how hard you manifest. You're not going to get it. True manifestation comes from loving yourself first. True manifestation comes from knowing who you are. True manifestation comes from following your heart, what your heart is guiding you to do. All right, guys, I just wanted to touch base with you guys on this video real quick, and I will be putting out another video tomorrow. Sometime, I'm not real sure at the time, I'm going to be putting out another video, but I can assure you I will be putting out another video tomorrow. I hope this helps somebody out there, because it was just weighing on my heart to put this video out to people. Because, you know, honestly, when you merge with your higher self, you want to help others. You want to. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.